Bonjour everyone and welcome. Today's video is going to be your March 2026 reading. We'll be looking at the energies of the month of March, what's coming into your life for the months ahead. I love to do these monthly readings for you guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. It's really a pleasure to be able to meet like this every single month. For today's reading, we'll be doing things a little bit differently. You know me, I love to change things up. So instead of a typical tarot reading, we'll actually be using a charm board, which looks like this. And instead of casting charms, we'll be using paper charms. So I'll be pulling a card for each of these areas of your life for the month of March. And in order for you to choose your reading, I'm going to invite you to pick a pile. You don't have to force anything, just notice the pile that you feel the most drawn to. In the description box, you're going to find timestamps that can take you straight to your reading. If you feel called to more than one pile, it's totally okay to watch more than one. Just remember, you remain the captain of your own ship, so I invite you to take what resonates and to leave the rest. Today's video, I have 3 different choices, 3 different piles you can choose from, with 3 different cards and 3 different crystals. So for my pile number 1, the crystal associated is a piece of prehnite, which looks like this. Card associated is this one. As you can see, I've got some pre-pulled oracle cards for each of the pile, which we'll discover together. But for now, for my pile number 1, you can choose thanks to this particular image. For my pile number 2, the crystal associated is a piece of Botswana agate. And the card associated looks like this. So if this crystal or this particular image are calling to you, then your message could be in pile number 2. Finally, for my pile number 3, the crystal associated is a piece of orange agate. And the card associated for my pile number 3 is this. So if this particular card or crystal are calling to you, then your reading for your March 2026 could be in pile number 3. If you need a bit more time to choose the pile for you, then don't hesitate to take a deep breath, pause the video, maybe relax your shoulders and clench your jaws, reconnect with the waves of your soul. For everyone else, I'm gonna see you in your reading starting now. Okay, my pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose this piece of prehnite or if you chose this particular card, then this is going to be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today we're doing things a little bit differently. I have some pre-pulled oracle cards. We'll look at them, we'll discover them together at the end. But first, we're going to be using this charms board to look at the energies of the month of March for you guys. But instead of pulling physical charms, I'm actually going to be using this. It's called a charm scripted oracle deck, and I'll leave everything in the description box for you, those of you guys who are curious. And it's literally a deck of charms, but in paper form. So you're going to see it's going to be so great. We'll pull a card for each area, and it will give us a really good overview of what you need to pay attention to for the month of March. So we're going to start literally at the top corner with renew. What are you invited to renew in the month of March in your life, my pile number 1? What are you invited to renew, to start again, to refresh? We have the dandelion. Ooh, beautiful. Okay. With the dandelion, obviously, personally, I associate this with the idea of wishing. So because this is for the renew category, here, my pile number 1, you are invited to reconsider in the month of March your dreams and what you're wishing for, what you're praying for. Maybe it might be a great time, especially considering, March in terms of astrology, it is technically the start of the year. We have the beginning of Aries season, which is the first sign of the zodiac. So there's all these energies of like truly fresh energies, new year, which, in terms of astrology, which technically starts in March and not in January, which means that it's a great time. It's a potent time to plant seeds and to start thinking about what you want to manifest. It's actually a much more fertile time to manifest in March rather than trying to do it in January. The energies are more conducive to it. So it might be an invitation here for my pile number 1 to really rethink what you're wishing for, what you're praying for, what you're dreaming of. And it might be that some of you actually are changing your mind and deciding, you know what, this dream I have it does not longer feel like it's a match, and I don't want this anymore, I want that. And that's totally okay. We don't talk about that a lot, but sometimes I feel like there's shame around really wanting something and then deciding you no longer want it anymore. And yet that's okay. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to pivot, right? So it might be a great time in the month of March for you to start planting seeds of manifestation, to think about what it is you want to like dream of, what you are thinking of manifesting in your life, but also figuring out if the dreams you are pursuing still feel like they are aligned with your soul. And if they're not, it's okay to change your mind and to pivot and to evolve, okay? So very important. I feel like it's a fertile time for you to really consider what it is you want. My Palm 1, make the actions that will be aligned with that. Let's continue with the wish. What are you invited to wish for? We have the chair, which is linked to rest, contemplation, power, authority. With the chair, I see structure here. I see, for me, this is very much linked to like the number 4, the Emperor card. In terms of wishing, if some of you are, because, you know, we've already talked about the fact that for my Panama one, it's a fertile time to manifest, to think about what it is you want. For the particular wish category, with the chair, you're invited potentially to invite more structure into your life. So in the sense of potentially the manifestations you're invited to focus on could be related to your career, your like day-to-day life, your routine. Maybe you're invited to manifest things that are helping you have a little bit more of a safety net financially. Maybe it's related to having more financial security. Maybe it's invited you to think about, like I said, jobs, careers, as it's talking about your structure and authority. Also potentially here we're talking about routine. So how can you wish things related to your routine? Maybe it's about thinking about how you want to spend your days day to day. With the chair, there's also an idea of being able to take a break. So some of you also are invited to wish for and to manifest and plant the seeds for a holiday, for a little break, for a moment where you can actually, sit down and take a pause. So if that's something that you've been thinking about, maybe planning your holiday, starting to manifest a break, a weekend away, whatever it is, then this is also a really good point and time to do so, okay? Protect. What are you invited to protect in the month of March? My pile number 1. And oh, look, oh my God, we have the shooting star again. We have this thing of like wish making, cosmic fire, falling and shooting, yearning, going places. There's a huge theme for you guys around wishing and going after your dreams and manifesting and thinking about what it is you want and truly, blowing on this like metaphorical dandelion and make a wish. That's your job in the month of March. My Palm 1 is to make the wish, start thinking about what you want to manifest and start implementing small actions that are leading you towards your dream. It's really a fertile time for you guys to do that. It's a time where you can really make the most of the cosmic energies for you, my Palm 1, to move forward towards what it is you truly desire, your heart's desire, your soul's desire. Protect your wishes, protect your dreams. There is no dreams too big. There is no dreams too ridiculous, too grand, too out there. Don't let other people's fears, don't let the chaos that is going on right now in the world, don't let society's noise veer you away from your dreams, your hopes, your desires, your manifestations. You have something you are invited to birth into the world, my Palm 1. You've got a dream you are invited to go after, and so you are invited here to protect it. And because there's so much noise right now collectively, there's just a lot. Sometimes it can be hard to continue to hope and to continue to move forward when there's so much despair around us, for good reasons at that. But your job right now in the month of March is to protect your shooting star, okay? Don't let anyone dim your shooting star. It's yours to carry, it's yours to hold close, it's yours to protect. And you have what it takes to truly go after what it is you desire and to start implementing the steps that can take you there, especially in the month of March, my pile number one, okay? So your job is to protect your wish. Don't let other people veer you away from what you want. Don't let their fears, their ideas, their opinions veer you away from what you want. Focus on your shooting star, my pile number one. Focus on your wish. Focus on your dream, okay? Super important. Okay, heal. What are you invited to heal, my pile number one, in the month of March? We have vampire teeth. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. There might be some energies around you, people or habits, or even things like social media accounts that when you encounter on your feed, you feel drained after you watch the content from that person, or maybe it's a friend or like an acquaintance that when you spend time with them, you leave feeling drained. Maybe it's a habit that you have that after you are after you have spent time doing this particular activity, you feel drained and unenergized. You need to look at what is sucking the life out of you, my pile number one. Okay, there's something in your life right now that is draining your energy. Like I said, it could be a person, it could be a habit, it could be even things like clearing out your social media feed, because every time, like I said, you encounter some accounts on your feed, after you watch the picture or you watch the video, you're like, ugh, makes you feel uninspired and drained. It's very important, if you are spending so much energy going after your shooting star, that you conserve that energy and that you don't let anything or anyone suck it away from you. There are some vampiric energy surrounding you that you need to deal with, okay? And so it could be, like I said, the specific person, it could be a habit, it could be, I don't know, like even energetically, it could be something in your home that you feel like I need to get rid of, because I don't know, something that belongs to your ex, for example, or something that someone gave you but you just don't like it, it feels off in your environment, you don't like looking at it in your home. It's time for some clearing out, and it's time to remove whatever is truly draining away your energy at this moment in time. Very important. Pay attention to that, my pile number one, okay? Focus. What are you invited to focus on, my pile number one, in the month of March? I mean, we know already that you're invited to focus on what you want to manifest, what it is you truly desire, what are your goals, what are your dreams, what are your hopes. That's a big theme for my pile number one in the month of March, but let's see if there's anything else coming through. We have fish. Look, it's linked to abundance, financial success, movement. For a lot of you, I said it's linked to career, it's linked to finances, day-to-day routines, your dream, your goal. So some of you might be looking at changing jobs, expansion at work, launching a new product, launching a new service. It could be linked to you have a financial goal you have in mind and you're thinking about how can I save and how can I make move to reach this particular goal. Some of you might be thinking about retirement plans. Some of you might be thinking about a certain budget you want to reach because you have in mind something you want to buy. With fish, we also have the idea of intuition, and it's giving Page of Cups for me, which again, the Page of Cups in Tarot to me is linked to intuition and to going after your dreams, right? This idea of not letting anyone tell you your dream is too out there, not letting people tell you you can't do that, that's too crazy, nobody can, that's not realistic, that's not feasible, it doesn't feel like you can actually achieve it. Don't let people's voices, societal constraint or anything like that make you feel like you can't go after your shooting star, right? Because remember, this is your shooting star. It's there for you to protect. If there's something that is calling to you, for you to manifest, for you to go after, March is a great time to do so, okay? So with focus really on the fish, it's again, we are repeating the message. I feel like for my Palmer one, the universe is hammering the nail again and again and again. Go after what it is you want. Don't let people tell you it's not doable. Don't let, remove any vampiric energies that are draining you, because you have to focus on your dream, as it's a great time to go after it. Okay, release. What are you invited to release? We have the whale. Very interesting. With the whale, I see this as release the ideas that dreams, beautiful goals, successes, need to can only happen if you have suffered first. Ooh, okay, this is juicy. I feel like this might not speak to everyone, but I'm hearing that for some of my pile number 1, you hold this belief that in order for you to achieve something, you have to struggle first. It's like, for example, in order to, I don't know, achieve what you want at work, first it's going to require years and years of struggling, of climbing up the ladder, of potentially facing failures. If you are an entrepreneur, maybe having to go through failures and challenges until you can get your big shooting star, until you can reach your goal. Some of you hold this belief that if you haven't suffered enough, then you don't deserve the prize. Ooh, this is juicy. Okay. When the whale appears as release, it's inviting you to let go of this belief. You don't have to have reached the bottom of the ocean and been in the dark for ages in order for you to deserve the light. Okay? You don't have to prove your worth by how much you have suffered or how resilient you are. You are worthy inherently of your dreams, my Panama one, and no one should make you feel that you have to prove your resilience and prove your worth by how much you struggled or how much you suffer or how much you have to overcome challenges. I'm hearing that some of you might be worried when things are too easy and you're like, this is too good to be true because it's too easy. I'm so used to struggling and I'm so used to having to face obstacles that because this thing feels so easy, I don't trust it. And yet, if it feels easy, maybe it's just because it's meant to, right? You don't have to struggle through everything in life. Sometimes things just happen in a way that feels flowing, that is easy. And this particular whale card is inviting you to embrace that. Embrace the fact that things can happen without you struggling, without having to prove your resilience and your strengths, okay? I don't think it's going to speak to everyone, but I feel like some of you need to hear that. And that's a powerful message right there. Okay. It's also an invitation to have more compassion for yourself, my pile number 1. I'm hearing some of you are very critical of yourself when it comes especially to the goals you have, the dreams you want to pursue. This is inviting you to have a lot more compassion towards yourself, to really embrace your inner voice and in a way that feels more loving, more compassionate, and more kind. Cleanse. What are you invited to cleanse? We look in cleanse, we have the cactus, which is linked to resilience and this idea of survival. Yeah, you don't have to be on survival mode to succeed, my pile number 1. You can succeed through ease, through flow, through things just lining up for your highest good. My pile number 1 has some people who are so used to having to deal with obstacles in their life that it's almost like when things are getting easier, you feel like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And yet, in the month of March, things are going to start lining up for you guys, especially, like I said, towards like dreams, goals, things like that. And it might make some of you feel a little bit like, I don't trust it. I don't know if this is for me. It feels too easy. Like, can I trust this person? Can I trust this choice? Can I go with this particular option because it feels almost like too easy and too simple. And I'm so used to having to push forward and fight, right? This particular cactus card is inviting you to release that. At least for the month of March, where you have cleanse away the need to feel like you have to tap into your resilience all the time. I could have some Capricorns in my Palmy one for sure. I'm getting Capricorn energy, I'm getting Aries energy, and I'm getting Virgos. So let me know if you have any of the signs, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You don't have to be those signs, but that's the energy I'm picking up. Release the need to feel like you always have to fight your way through, to be resilient, and embrace ease. That's the best way I can say it, I think, is embrace ease. Finally, we have the start card. So what are you invited to start? We have the Ant, enormous strengths, teamwork, community, problem solving. With the Ant, again, for me, I'm thinking of A Bug's Life. Have you guys seen that movie, that Pixar movie, where this idea first of community and of doing things together. So some of you might be invited in here in the month of March with this start area with the Ant to start asking for help, start relying on other people, start also relying on your community and building your community if you don't have it. So maybe it's joining a group, joining a book club, joining like a community kitchen that you can cook for other people once a week. Maybe it's about joining a knitting class. I don't know, whatever you guys like to do. There's an idea here of trying to expand your circle and enjoying community locally and maybe even like online. That's important. Because the ants, they work together and they're not like lone wolf kind of animals. They actually rely on community, rely on teamwork. So this is an invitation to expand your social circle, my pile number 1, very important. We also have, again, remember in A Bug's Life, if you've seen that movie, there's this little ant who decides to travel so far away from any other ant has been to try and find a solution to the problems they're facing. And everyone thinks this little ant is crazy because nobody has ever left the little island where they all live. And so they're all like, you're never gonna make it, you're gonna die, you're gonna get eaten, you're gonna get crushed. Nobody believes that this little ant can do this. That's you, right? With your dream, you might have people around you being like, you're never gonna manage, it's too scary, it's too difficult, it's not gonna happen, there's too many obstacles, whatever. Don't listen to that. Remember, protect your shooting star. You can focus on your dream this month, my pile number 1. It's a really beautiful confirmation of this message. Okay, let's check your oracle cards, my pile number 1, to wrap up the reading. What do we have? Let's see. We have victory. Look, I love that so much. Okay, beautiful. We have the victory card. What else do we have? And transformation. And there's 2 birds. So birds might be this is giving phoenix. And then here we had, I think, a falcon. So it might be that birds, I'm hearing like birds might be important in the month of March for my pile number 1. Pay attention to them. Attention to the way they kind of appear in your life, especially like birds of prey or phoenix kind of imagery. With transformation and victory, again, reinforcement of that message. Great months to start manifesting, great months to focus on your success, to focus on what it is you want to achieve. And again, an invitation to leave behind anything that is draining you. Transform, like the phoenix. From the ashes, you can fly again. I love that. Okay, your sigil for the month, my pile. Look, I love that. We have transcendence. So for those of you who like to work with sigils, you can take a screenshot and you can redraw this particular sigil, carry it around with you, maybe put it next to you, like your bedside table or something. It will invite transcendence into your life this month. This is what you need. This is what you're invited to call in. It's very linked to this phoenix energy, especially because this particular symbol and sigil is linked to judgment. So we're talking about transcendence, transformation, a powerful month for my pile number 1. I love that. And this card actually had a little blessing on the back. So we'll read it as this was the card that you guys picked. So let's see. It says, I bless you, O my son and my daughter. If I made you in my image, it's because I love you infinitely. At every moment, I am close to you, right next to you, looking for your gaze to accompany and encourage you. So my moment, I'm going to finish here. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If this brought you anything of value, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. I will see you in the next video. Until next time, keep navigating the webs of your soul. Bye! Okay, my pile number 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this piece of Botswana agate, or if you chose this particular card, then this is going to be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today we have some pre-pulled oracle cards. We will discover them together at the end. But first, in order to get the energies of the month of March for my pile number 2, we will be using this charms board. And instead of using physical charms, I'm going to be using this particular oracle deck, which is called Paper Charms. So these are all actually cards inspired by physical charms, and we're going to pull one card for each area to give us a great overview of your month of March. And we're going to start right at the top here with renew. So my pile number 2, what are you invited to renew in the month of March? Let's see. What are you invited to renew? I think we had the jumper. We have the whale. Profound spiritual wisdom, unique song, inner voice, compassion, the depths of life. Yeah. Okay. This is a month where my pile number 2 might be invited to renew their connection and their relationship with their intuition. Some of you might have been feeling recently disconnected from your inner voice. It might be that you've spent a lot of time listening to other people, advice and like wisdom. It might be that because there's so much going on in terms of collective energies, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of chaos collectively. Let's be real. Every time you turn on your phone, every time you turn on the TV, there's something else crazy happening in the world. It can make us feel like we are disconnected from our inner voice, from our intuition, because we are overstimulated. Like literally our mind is filled with noise, and so we can no longer hear our soul whisper to us. For my pile number 2, the first thing coming through for you guys in the month of March is that it's a potent time for you to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your intuition, reconnect with your inner voice. In what ways can you start listening to yourself again? Maybe it's through pulling cards, if you guys like to do that. Maybe it's through journaling. Maybe it's through meditation. Maybe it's through taking a walk in nature and not having any headphones or anything, but just paying attention to your surrounding. Maybe it's through just writing whatever comes through to you. There's really here an invitation to reconnect with your inner voice and tune out the noise of the world, right? So I'm hearing silence could be good for you guys, in the sense of, again, if you go for a walk, don't bring your headphones and just listen to the nature sounds, just be in the present moment. Maybe spend 5 minutes each day lying on your bed and, again, just taking some deep breaths without like listening to music, without going on your phone, without watching anything, just being present for even a minute. There's an invitation here to use silence and to use like meditation and mindfulness as a way to reconnect with yourself, because I really feel like my pile number 2 right now is feeling overstimulated. There's like frantic energy coming off, in the sense of like it's too much, right? There's like this buzzing energy of like your head feels full of noise, and so it's hard when your head is full of other people's noise or the world's noise. It's hard to discern what is yours to carry and what is not yours to carry. So the first thing, it's important to for the renew your connection to yourself, renew how you pay attention to your inner voice and to your intuition. My pile number 2. Okay, very important. Okay, we're gonna continue with wish. What are you invited to wish for in the month of March? We have the lightning bolt, tower moment, shocking, startling, electric, attention needing, epiphany, spark. For me, the lightning bolt, it's more like a strike of creativity, a strike of inspiration in this sense. In terms of wish, I see this as an invitation to wish for a strike of inspiration. Again, if my pile number 2 has been feeling overstimulated and overwhelmed by the amount of noise that's going on, by everything going on in the world, by, let's be real, all the horrors that we keep hearing about, that we keep being witness to. It's a lot. It's like we were not meant to be bombarded with as much information as human beings constantly, right? And yet we're in a day and age where we can't avoid it. We turn on our phones, we turn on the TV, we're bombarded with information, with news, and right now it's not necessarily happy at all. It's actually quite horrifying. So that can again make it feel very hard to focus on our inspiration, on our creativity, because there's a sense of despair that's installing itself in our heart, where it's like, what's the point, right? With all this horror going on, what's the point of hoping? What's the point of wishing? What's the point of going after what it is that makes you feel alive? And yet, my pile number 2, there's never been a more important time than right now to go after what it is you want, because the world needs your joy. The world needs your power. The world needs your light. We need people who feel like they can be authentically themselves, who feel like they are lighthouses in the dark. And so what are you invited to wish for? My pile number 2 in the month of March is an invitation to focus on ways you can invite creativity, inspiration, passion again in your life. And that comes from listening to yourself again, right? If you don't listen to your inner voice, to your intuition, if you don't take the time to sit with your soul, how can you hear what you want? You won't be able to really truly hear what it is your soul craves for, right? If you don't take some time to reconnect with yourself. So it's a great time to try and invite more passion, more energy, more creativity into your life, and to reconnect with a part of you that feels hopeful, that feels like fiery again, right? I might have water signs in my pile number 2, and I don't know why I'm hearing Cancer, Pisces. You might not be, but that's the energy I'm getting, and yet you guys are invited to work with fire energy in the month of March. I mean, you know, we've got so many planets coming into Aries. There's going to be Aries season starting in March, which means it's a great time energetically to think about how can I invite more fire into my life. Fire being creativity, passion, excitement, spontaneity, right? That's something my pile number 2 is invited to like call in. Okay, I love that. What are you invited to protect, my pile number 2? Let's see. What are you invited to protect? I love that. Butterflies. See, for me, the first thing I saw, delicate beauty. Exactly. The butterflies are they're ephemeral, they are fragile, and yet they're so beautiful. And so with this protect kind of category, this is an invitation for you to protect your fragile hope right now. Protect in the sense of, again, I have a strong feeling my pile number 2 might be struggling right now in the sense of feeling overwhelmed by how much horror there's going on in the world. And so right now your hope for change, or your hope for joy, or your hope for better times might feel like a little butterfly. It might feel quite fragile. It might feel like just a little bit of a strong wind would blow it out of the way, or some rain would damage its wings. Metaphorically, this is telling me that you guys are invited to protect your hope, protect your desire for change, protect your vision for a better world, protect your vision of joy. And even if right now it feels so like fragile, it is still there. It's alive and it's beautiful, just like a butterfly. It's beautiful and it's worth cherishing, right? So I really think that my pile number 2, this is a great time for you to potentially reconnect with yourself and invite passion, creativity, inspiration, and joy again into your life. And remember that whilst there's so much darkness in the world, you can invite light when you choose to, and you can grow that light and cherish it and protect it. Okay, so important, and we need that more than ever at this time. Okay, what are you invited to heal, my pile number 2? Let's see. What are you invited to heal in the month of March? Star. Oh yeah. Oh my god, you guys, this is actually making me feel a little bit choked up. You're invited to heal your faith, your hope, right? In the sense of some of you have potentially lost hope. I'm really hearing some of you have lost hope. You're feeling despair. And again, I understand. I feel you, because I'm there. Like, I'm having to work extra hard right now to continue nurturing a vision of a world that can change, that can be fairer. It feels extra difficult right now for people who might be empaths, for people who might be sensitive souls, to hold on to hope and to hold on to joy, because we're truly bombarded with horror and it's just a lot right now. So what are you invited to heal? Heal your ability to wish to have faith, and that comes through reconnecting with yourself. Some of you might even be going through a crisis of faith. And I'm not talking about religious faith, although for some of you it might be. I'm talking about more generally, it could be that you've lost faith in the world, you've lost faith in humans, you've lost faith in yourself even, for some of you, and or more generally, some of you might have lost faith in a higher power, in source, God, the universe, whatever you guys like to call it. Yet March is a powerful time to reconnect to that, to reconnect to your ability to hope, to pray, to wish, to nurture a vision for something better, for something lighter, right? Whether that's in your life, in the world, remember to look for shooting stars, okay? Because you deserve to wish. You deserve to make a wish. You deserve to dream. You deserve to hope. And if some of you have felt hopeless, then March is a great month to start taking some steps to reconnect with a sense of hope in your life, a sense of joy, a sense of light. Okay, super important. Okay, I really could have some sensitive souls in my pile number 2, which is why I was getting Cancerians, Pisces, I could have some empaths in my pile number 2. I would not be surprised. Okay, let's look at focus. What are you invited to focus? Rose, ooh, love, beauty, again, right? With this is all linked to like beauty. Focus on the beauty in your life. Focus on what brings you joy. Focus on the people who make you happy. Focus on the beautiful relationships in your life. Your friends, your partner, your children, your pets, for your family, whatever it may be. Focus on your relationship with yourself. Focus on the things that are beautiful in your life. Focus on the ways you can bring more beauty in your life, in the sense of maybe it's wearing one of your favorite outfits just for going to do grocery shopping, just because it makes you feel good and you need that little extra boost, right? Maybe it's about making your favorite drink, even though it's a regular night after work, and you make yourself a really nice dinner with a really nice drink, just for the pleasure of, treating yourself to something nice. It's about wearing your favorite perfumes, again, just even if you just stay at home and don't see anybody, but for the pleasure of inviting beauty into your life. There is a sense here of my Panama to being invited to focus on everything in your life that is beautiful and that is loving. Right? So look for the glimmers, I'm hearing. Look for the glimmers, the little sparks of beauty. Maybe it's you, maybe it's like the laughter of your child. Maybe it is drinking your favorite coffee in the morning. Maybe it's hearing your favorite song on the radio. Maybe it's having a great chat with a friend on the phone, right? And belly laughing until you cry. Those little things that might not feel like much, and yet they truly are so important because they're part of what makes life so special. Focus on that, my pile number 2 this month. You'll have plenty of opportunity to notice the glimmers in your life this month, my pile number 2. I love that. Okay, release. What are you invited to release? Okay, we have teardrops. You know what? Some of you might need a good cry, and that's okay. It's a time, again, like I've said, there's a lot of horror going on in the world, a lot of despair, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, which is completely understandable. And so instead of bottling things down, it might be beneficial to just let yourself feel the feelings, right? Some of you have been putting on strong faces because you are the potential head of a family, or maybe at work you're the kind of person that is leading other people, or maybe maybe you're like a teacher, so you have to be quite strong in front of your students who are worrying about the future and stuff like that, but you have to be the anchor, you have to be stable. But when you get back into your car, or when you are in your bedroom, it's okay to take a moment to have a good cry if you feel like you need to. Okay, my pile number 2, I feel like some of you have been bottling things up. Even as I'm saying that, I feel like my throat chakra is closing up. So some of you have been bottling your emotions, your grief, your anger, your sadness. It might even be anger. Like some of you need to scream into a pillow, for real. and just let it out. And that's part of also like reclaiming your joy, reclaiming your light is gonna be through feeling first the anger, the grief, the sadness that is weighing you down at this moment in time. Okay? Yeah. Cleanse. What are you invited to cleanse? We have currency and money, finances, travel, investments, tariffs. Okay, when currency comes in cleanse, I think it's like looking at where you're spending and maybe figuring out if there's not areas where you're spending that feel wasteful. By that I mean, like, is there any, I don't know, subscriptions that you've taken that you've forgotten you've taken? I know that's super specific, but that's what's coming through. Like sometimes you subscribe for something and you never use it. I don't know, like a service, or you subscribe to like a streaming platform, but you never use it. Or maybe you have, I don't know, you are subscribed to a certain service of something and you're just paying every month, but you're actually not making the most of that. You're not using it. Maybe it's time to cancel that and to have a look at areas of spending that are just wasteful because you're not making the most of it, and maybe it's time to just cancel it so you can redirect that money towards something else. Okay, that I know that's quite specific, but it's coming through. So look at where you're spending money, my pile number 2, and if there's any areas where you're spending money where you're like, why am I putting money in here? Because I don't use it. Like, I don't know, things like iCloud, those random things that we pay for. Maybe some of you don't even use that, and you're realizing, well, I'm spending like $5-10 towards that every month for nothing. Maybe I should just cancel that and use that money for something I actually want to use, So yeah, very specific. Last, we have the start category. So let's see. We have another jumper, and we have mermaid. I love that. Look, we have inner depths. It's linked to healing emotional trauma, duality, delving into the unknown, allure, beauty, rebellion, and freedom. With the mermaid here as the start, for me, a reinforcement that we definitely could have some water signs in my pile number 2, sun, moon, or rising. It's an invitation to find ways to navigate your emotions without letting them overwhelm you, right? Because if you think about the mermaid, she can breathe underwater, but she can also breathe at the surface, right? They can do both. They can come up to the surface and breathe, but they can also obviously breathe underwater. That's you, my pile number 2. I've said from the beginning, I feel like I have very empathetic, sensitive souls, intuitives in my pile number 2, who right now might be struggling with the heaviness of the world, and yet you have the superpower. Your sensitivity is your superpower, because you are going to be able, specifically from March onward, to navigate your emotions, go deep, feel the feelings, navigate without, bypassing, without feeling like you have to distract or numb. On the contrary, you can feel the feelings, but then you also know how to rise up to the surface and remember to breathe to the surface as well. That's your superpower, my pile number 2, the ability to do both, the ability to look at the reality of the world, feel all the emotions that you need to feel, that are about whatever is going on into your life, but also come up to the surface and look at the glimmers, look at the beauty, look at the joy. You're a shapeshifter, my pile number 2, and that's something in the sense of, your ability to go deep, but also come back up to the surface to breathe. That is your superpower, and you're invited to nourish that in the month of March, but also, to be honest, all year long, my pile number 2, okay? So let's look at your oracle cards. I've pre-pulled them, but I've not yet looked at them, so we're gonna see. Claim your power. There you go. Claim your power. We have this beautiful tiger here. Yeah, I love that. What else? Keep trying. And again, we have this water kind of theme. Makes me think of the seashells. Seashells, if they lose a part, they can regrow. There's a message there of resilience for my pile number 2, that if you felt like you've lost your light, you've lost your hope, you've lost your passion or your excitement for life, it can regrow. You have the ability to regrow it. And so for me, this is a beautiful message of encouragement, that if right now you feel like a seashell who has lost a limb, you're not going to be left feeling like this forever. Okay, I love that so much. Let's have a look at your sigil for the month. For those of you who like to work with sigils, I have affection. Oh, I love that. This is linked to the star card in tarot. And so this particular sigil, the black thing in the middle, if you want to take a screenshot, you can redraw it on the piece of paper or just take a screenshot, put it on your phone somewhere. It will carry the energy of the star card, of this idea of affection, of hope, right? Which is exactly what my Palm 2 needs. You need to invite in more hope, more light, more joy. This is gonna help you to notice the glimmers in your life. You can carry this magical symbol on a piece of paper. Maybe you put it by your bedside table. It will draw in this energy of affection, of hope, of reconnecting with your faith. Finally, let's look at this card. It's a little blessing, so we will read what it says. It says, "The magic feather, I am your guide, your guardian angel, and this feather reminds you of my discreet and light presence at your side. I support and protect your growth, and you can call me when you need me because I am with you forever." How beautiful is that? I love that. So my pile number 2, that's all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope this message resonated. I hope it brought you something of value. If you did enjoy it, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. Until my next video, I'm sending you lots of good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Okay, my pile number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose this particular crystal or if you chose this card, then this is gonna be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the intro, today I have some pre-pulled oracle cards. We will discover them together at the end. But first, I want to do a little bit of charm casting using this board, except instead of using physical charms, we are gonna be using paper charms with this particular oracle deck, which is called the Paper Charms Oracle deck. Again, I'll make sure to leave all the names of what I'm using in the description box, and there's literally little charms on each of the card. So we'll pull one card for each area of your life for the month of March. So we're gonna start straight in with the renew category. What are you invited to renew in the month of March? My pile number 3. Let's see, we have the snowflake. It's linked to unique, short-lived, delicate purity, beauty. Snowflakes are so unique, you know, when you look at them on the microscopes, they're all different, right? They're all really, truly different, and they're so beautiful and so unique. It is, for me, speaking to your own uniqueness and how you're invited in the month of March to nurture that. Maybe some of you have been getting into the habit of, I don't know, maybe it's in the way you dress. You have not paid too much attention lately. Like maybe some of you love to normally wear bright clothes or I don't know, funky accessories, or you love to wear certain things, but maybe recently, because of life, whatever, you've just been grabbing what feels the easiest and not really like paying attention to the way you express yourself. I'm talking about the example of clothes, but it could be anything. It could be you have kind of fallen off the habit of nurturing your unique taste of books, or you've kind of fallen off the habit of nurturing your unique taste for music, right? Whatever it is. Like there's a side of my pile number 3 that feels really different in an exciting way. I could have some Aquarius in my pile number 3, I'm hearing. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And you guys normally love to nurture your uniqueness, have different tastes. Maybe you have eclectic taste about different hobbies, different the way you dress, the food you eat, whatever it may be. And lately you might have not really nurtured this relationship to your uniqueness. And so in the month of March, you're invited to renew this connection you have to your unique side, to your eclectic side, to the side of you that's really different. Again, it might be that you have really different sense of style, really different like hobbies, well, compared to regular normal people, normal, you know, quote unquote. Maybe you have really unique sense of music, or you like to do very different unique things. And if that's the case, in the month of March, you're invited to reconnect with that. You know, like RuPaul says, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. My pile number 3 is invited to reconnect to that side of themselves that is a little bit different, but in an exciting way, that likes eclectic things, that like different things, that is unique and perfectly yourself. So beautiful message right off, inviting you to reconnect with the things that are different about you and not be afraid to tap into the eccentric, unique, different side of yourself, however that speaks to you. Okay, I love that. Let's look at the wish category. What are you invited to wish for? My pile number 3. Whoop. We have megaphone, loud message, attention needing, being cheered on. Yeah, with the megaphone and the wish card, I'm hearing that some of you need to speak up about what it is you want and not be afraid to make some demands, right? In the sense of, there's some, let's say the example of someone who wants to go after a project at work. If you don't voice it, if you don't say it to your boss, I want to do this, they're not gonna guess, right? So in the month of March, it's a time where you're invited to voice and speak out what it is you want. Go if you want a raise, you're gonna have to ask for it. If you want a different schedule, you're gonna have to ask for it. If you want in a relationship, if there are certain things that you need, right? If there's like some, maybe it's with your partner, there's things that you feel like you need them to do, or there's like compromise that need to be made, or there's conversations that need to happen. There's certain needs that you need to voice. You really need to speak up. My pile number 2 this month, it's an invitation to tell people what it is you want. And sometimes we don't speak up our needs because we don't want to burden other people or whatever it may be. But in the month of March, you're invited to voice those things, right? Because we have the wish. Some of you wish for things. You wish for, I don't know, like I said, some things to change at work. You wish for something to be different in your interpersonal relationship. But until you voice that and say it out loud, it won't happen. So this is a great month to speak up. Say what's on your heart. Tell people what you want. Tell them what you are hoping for. Have the conversations, even if they're difficult. It's a great month to have those conversations and to speak up about your desires, your wants, and your needs. My pile number 3. Okay, let's have a look at protect. What are you invited to protect? We have the rocket. I love that. Protect your freedom. Protect your growth. The rocket can signify your vision as well. This idea of like a vision you have for yourself, a vision you have for your growth. This is, for me, the rocket is you like 2.0, the version of you 2.0, the version of you who you're like working towards, right? We all have this version of ourselves that we think about when we look at the future. We're like, I want to become this kind of person. I'm working towards becoming this person, right? I'm trying to make change into my life or implement things into my life so I can become this person. We all have this vision for ourselves of a person we are working towards. I don't know, maybe it's an abundant person, a loved person, a confident person, whatever you guys want to grow in your life. We all have a version 2.0 of ourselves. We are, we hold in our mind of what we want to strive for. Protect that vision of yourself. My pile number 3 in the month of March. I've said it in my other piles, but there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of despair right now in the collective, and that can make it difficult sometimes to continue to like push and strive and dream when we're surrounded by despair. So it's important right now that you protect this version of yourself, this 2.0 version of yourself, that your growth, your evolution, protect that vision you have, hold it close to your heart. You're worthy of it. Nobody can take it away from you, so protect it close to your heart and don't let the noise of the world or the noise of the people around you veer you away from this beautiful evolved version of you that you are working towards. Heal. What are you invited to heal in the month of March? We have the penguin. Penguin for me, it's linked to interpersonal relationships, family dynamics, potentially even like partnerships, couples, like romantic partners, family dynamics, as we know that penguins are very social beings. They are monogamous. They once they find a partner, it's for life. And there's very also important family dynamics in the life of penguins. If you've watched those documentaries, they live together, they stay together. In the heel sense, there might be, and we're going back to the megaphone here, there might be some interpersonal relationships, family dynamics, or like the relationship with your romantic partner or a friend, whatever, where there's something that needs to be healed. And I think we're going back to the idea that some of you need to speak up. There's been something on your mind and you haven't voiced it, and in the month of March you are invited to say it. I don't know, maybe you need to speak to your partner about the fact that they are not pulling their weight with the kids, or you need to speak to your parent because they are being too meddly in your life. We're talking here about things that might be a little bit uncomfortable and yet that are important to voice, so it doesn't turn into resentment, so it doesn't fester in terms of the relationship. I don't really see this as being anything huge, in the sense of I really see this issue, whatever it is, being resolved easily, honestly, as long as you say how you feel. Because I have a feeling that whoever you have this, it's not even a conflict, but this thing that's weighing on your heart about, they don't even know that necessarily. Like I have a feeling for a lot of them, they're not even aware that there's something weighing on your heart. So for a lot of you, it's about telling that person how you feel and them being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Of course, I'll do this, or of course I'm going to change, or of course we can come to a new agreement, or whatever it is, right? It's all going to come from honesty, transparency, and communication. Okay, super important. That's coming back for you guys. Focus. What are you invited to focus in the month of March? We have the gown. We said at the beginning, reconnecting to your authentic self, to your uniqueness. For me, this is going back to the idea of maybe dressing in a way that feels right for you. I don't know, maybe you guys like to wear bright colors, then it's a great month to do that, reconnect with that. Maybe go to the hairdresser and get a haircut that makes you feel confident. Maybe if you don't normally wear makeup but you feel cool too, it's a month where you start wearing makeup because it makes you feel good. Maybe it's about wearing your favorite perfume, even if you don't go anywhere special, just because it makes you feel good. In what ways can you focus on presenting yourself in a way that you feel confident and happy, not for the world, but for you? Right? I'm hearing like, don't keep the nice things for special days. Wear the nice perfume. Use the nice cups when you are eating. Don't leave the special cups for just like when you have guests. You deserve to drink your coffee in the nice cup as well. You don't have to wait until special occasion. All those little things that sometimes we keep the nice things for, like light the nice candle, right? You don't have to leave the candle on the side for a special occasion. Just light the nice candle just for yourself, just because you can, just because it's there. Focus on ways you can treat yourself to the nice things, and focus on bringing beauty and inviting confidence in the way that you present yourself, in your self-image, not just for the world but for yourself. Okay, release. What are you invited to release? My pile number 3. We have the medal. Interesting. With the medal, I'm hearing expectations of success, in the sense of some of you might have been extra hard on yourself regarding what you're trying to achieve, and you might be extra critical. Like, for example, someone who has, I don't know, let's say someone has a physical health goal that they're trying to run 10K, for example, and you guys are working extra hard to train to run 10K. Maybe you manage to do it, but you don't do it in a time that makes you feel happy. Instead of being super happy that you ran the 10K, that you've managed to do that, you are hyper focused on the fact that it wasn't in a good time. This is not good. Okay, this is time to release that, to release the expectations you put on yourself regarding certain achievements you are managing. I'm giving the example of someone running 10K. This could be about anything related to your day-to-day life where you are striving towards something, and when you succeed and you finally reach that first milestone, instead of celebrating, you're like, yeah, but I didn't do it fast enough, or I didn't do it the way I thought I should, or I didn't do it as good as this person. Celebrate the milestone and release the expectations you place upon your shoulders. My pile number 3. You guys are quite hard with yourself. I can feel that regarding certain achievement or something you're working towards. And this is time to not compare yourself, but celebrate your wins. Okay, release the comparison, release the expectations, focus on your wins. Let's move on to cleanse. What are you invited to cleanse? My pile number 3. We have the wolf. Some of you feel like you have to do a lot on your own, and you have to carry a lot on your shoulders, and you have to take on a lot, and you don't say what you need and you don't say what you want because you're constantly like taking it on your shoulders. I have a feeling that my pile number 3 might carry a lot on their shoulders in terms of in their interpersonal relationships and stuff like that. Like you put a lot on yourself, you carry a lot, and people don't realize because it's so natural to you to do that. And yet maybe this is a time where you can put a bit of that weight down and speak about it with your family, with your partner, with your colleagues, with your friends, whatever it may be. In terms of cleanse, there's something about you releasing certain things that you carry. Like maybe it's like at home you do everything, and people are so used to you doing everything that they don't even question it. But maybe you're extra tired right now, and you would love it if your partner helped a bit more, or if your kids helped more, and if they were a bit more, involved in like the life of at home. And yet until you voice it, they won't even think about it because they just rely on you so much to do everything that for them it's just normal now. There's this idea of my pile number 3 being invited to cleanse the need to carry everything on your shoulders, to put down a little bit of that weight and burden you've been carrying, and to not hesitate to ask other people for help, to not hesitate to delegate. Okay, the big theme of the month of March for my pile number 3 is going to be about speaking your needs, telling people how you feel, putting down something you've been carrying, delegating, telling them, sorry, I can't do it anymore. Sorry, things need to change. Please listen to me. I haven't been voicing it, but maybe I'm struggling a little bit. Can we do things differently? Can you help me more? Can things be a little bit more fair and balanced, etc., etc.? Okay, that's a really big theme for you guys this month. Let's see with the start. What do you need to start? We have the leaf. Beautiful. So energetically, leaves are linked to cycles. When the leaves fall, it's a new cycle, and when they grow, it's spring. The whole leaves are usually linked to like cycles of light, nature's cycle. March, energetically anyway, is a new cycle in terms of astrology. It's the start of Aries season. So in terms of Western astrology anyway, it is a new year, right? With the start of Aries season, it's the first sign of the 12 signs. It's a new year. It's a fresh start. It feels like fresh energy. And for my pile number 3, if you've been needing and hoping for fresh energy, a renewed sense of inspiration, a renewed sense of excitement, if things have been feeling very stale, then trust that March will feel very different. There's a breath of fresh air jumping into your life that is going to really help you feel excited again, motivated again, more dynamic, more energetic, and I think that's really wonderful. So I love that for you guys, and collectively anyway, we all really need that, I think. Let's look at your oracle cards. Let's see. We are gonna see. I've pre-pulled them, but I've not yet looked at them, so we'll discover them together. We have inner conflict resolution. Yeah, see, we've talked about it. Some of you are going to be speaking about your needs. You will resolve things with others, but also internally, you're going to feel so much better for speaking up, for putting down some burdens. You are shedding some skin and rising above. It's going to feel really good. My pile number 3 at the end of March, you're going to feel so much lighter. And a lot like you've put down a big, like metaphorical backpack that was full of stone that you've been carrying for a while, and now you're finally putting it down and be like, ooh, that feels so much better. Let's see what else. We have opportunity. see, for me, this is going back to this idea of like fresh energy. It's really March. It feels lighter. It feels more exciting. What is your sigil of the month? Let's see. We have foundation. So this is linked to the Emperor in Tarot. If you feel like you need a little bit of support, especially because we have this idea that you guys are going to have some important chats, and also think about what weight you can put down, and metaphorically like put down that backpack of stones so you can feel lighter. If you need support through that, this is a great sigil to work with. You can take a screenshot, put it on your phone, or you can redraw it on a piece of paper, put it next to your bedside table or in your wallet or whatever. It will attract this energy of foundation, of structure, of authority as well that the Emperor carry, that maybe some of you need a little bit of that to help you voice what you need, right? Especially if you're not used to speaking up, if you're used to people pleasing, and you're not really used to saying how you feel. You need a bit of confidence, a bit of a boost to stand your ground. This is a great sigil to work with. Okay, last we have on the back of this a little message from your guides, from the universe. Let's see what it says. It says, the eternal quest. Behind the illusion of reality, there is a mysterious and meaningful universe waiting to be discovered. Only the meditator in the solitude of his inner silence will be able to access it. Whenever you can, take a moment to collect yourself and stretch your mind toward this world. So my pile number 3, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought something of value. If it did, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Till my next video, I'm sending you so much good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!